What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk a bit about the Game Awards 2021, kind of an overview one, right? In the main channel, we're going through a lot of the specifics, talking about a lot of the specific games that were announced. But in this one, I want to talk about the good, the bad, the horrible, whatever you want to say about it. I overall generally liked it. I do not think it was Jeff's best show. I don't think it was probably the best Game Awards he's ever done either, which is disappointing because I was hoping for that. I think there was a lot of potential. When it was at its best, it was probably the best show, okay? I think they showed some very high-quality stuff. I think there were those surprises, right? I mean, like seeing Hellblade 2's gameplay, it's not even fair how good that game looks. Obviously, like the Wonder Woman. Now, Alan Wake was kind of something you could predict, but I mean, just to kind of see it, to know it's coming, to get a little bit of details, behind the scenes of what kind of game it is, and that we'll see it next summer and all that stuff like that was sweet. So when it was firing, it was doing an incredibly good job. When it wasn't firing, it was the worst show I would say he's ever done. Not just the Game Awards, worst show he's ever done by a long shot. Like the orchestra I thought was fine. I'm not going to pick on, the musicians. Imagine Dragons was a little odd in terms of the choreography, but I'll just leave it there for now. But, I thought some of that stuff was fine. It really was a couple different things, right? Number one, a lot of it started to slow down. Like the show started incredibly good, much like Gamescom did. Started incredibly good, and then it just completely, I would say, stopped around halfway through. I'd say they had enough stuff for a hour and 45-minute show. If they could have made it that, I think it would have been a top-tier show. But, besides that, ending it with, like, the Matrix. Now, I'm going to play that Matrix experience, in a few hours just on my own, and I'll tell you guys what I think on it. But, like, to end it on that, to end it on the movie trailer, basically, for Matrix wasn't, that's like that Hollywood stuff. Seeing Sonic's trailer, I thought was fine. Sonic game, obviously, was another standout, right? But, you had Hollywood starting to, appear. And I don't think it was all bad. Like, the Halo show was fine. In fact, it was actually pretty darn cool. Need to see more, but definitely cool. But you saw that, kind of blend. The game, actually, the awards themselves were kind of shocking because I thought overall they did a pretty good job. I mean, I think these people are not good critics or not good judges of anything. These people that vote at the Game Awards for these games. And overall, I mean, did I agree on every one of them? No. And does it ultimately even care? Like, do I care? Does anyone care? Or should they care? No. Nobody should care about what won any of those awards except for the people that won them. That's literally the only people that care. It's cool to see them be so excited and have anxiety and be kind of scared to talk. Like that's sweet, and that's like a very real, raw kind of thing, which I appreciate and I like. But ultimately, I mean, it means nothing that you get an award from the Game Awards. Like, nobody cares. The biggest things to me were the ads, okay? I just want to talk about the three main pillars to me. The ads were, I get it, and I don't want to spend too much time on the ads because ultimately, when you're making an award show and it's being shown to, 60 to 100 million people, like, you need to have it be paid for. Like, Jeff can't do this for free. Like, none of that stuff comes for free. So I get having ads, having sponsors. They weren't all that, bad overall. There's too many of them, like, absolutely. And it really hurt. Like, it broke. I mean, early on, I was kind of like, well, what's going on? Then I remembered, like, oh, ads are a thing here. And then as the show got on and the show got more boring and nothing was happening, and then you had an ad, it's like the show already has no momentum, and then you're killing the momentum. But, as the show went on, there was none to begin with. So, I get why you have ads, but ultimately the ads didn't need to happen. Second thing was the focus very massively on the inclusion and diversity. Now, let me be very clear what I mean by this stuff, okay? I have no problem with people being themselves, with people being different, or, literally whatever you want to say or whatever you want to be or do, go for it, right? We all have that right. We all can do that. The thing that I struggle with is that oftentimes, and I'm not saying these specific groups that Jeff was showing or these specific people that Jeff was showing, but a lot of times, especially more modern, the last couple of years, you see these people push so far that it ends up becoming, it's the Anakin quote, if you're not with me, you're against me, or you're my enemy. That's what it becomes with a lot of these people in terms of, anybody that they show. Just pick a pick a class of people, whatever you want to do, it almost becomes, and actually not even almost, it does become a lot of times where, it's not just about them being accepted. That's another thing, by the way. Nobody is not accepting any of these people. Okay, a lot of the people they put on the spotlight, say, for like the live streaming, or like they stream on Twitch, nobody is not accepting them. It's not like they get shown any more or less than literally anybody else. The Twitch algorithm or the YouTube algorithm, trust me, it's brutal and it crushes all. And you rise to the top for specific reasons, not based off of your race, your gender, what you identify as. None of that stuff has anything to do with how YouTube's algorithm works, okay? So when these people say these, again, not necessarily these people, and it can go a lot more political, and I won't bore you with it, but, it tends to go that way, okay? That's all I'm saying. There's nothing inherently wrong with saying, hey, we want games to be a bit more diverse. With that being said, though, games are extremely diverse. They're like the most diverse thing, I would say, entertainment-wise, that we have. Music, games, movies, television. Games, I think, are easily the most diverse. Yes, maybe the people making the games aren't as diverse, and that's kind of the message, but it really wasn't the message. They said it one time, and that's it. The rest of it was about people in the community, like, playing games and how they're underrepresented or anything. I mean, there's nothing stopping you, anybody. People don't watch me because I'm a straight white male. Like, that's not my quality as a content creator, and you being black or you being whatever does not make, like, that's not why people watch you, and it's not why people watch me. So that's a important note, I would say, for any upcoming people that took the Game Awards as gospel, and that's what they want to do. The final thing is the behind the scenes stuff. Now, this really only applies to content creators, but holy God, Jeff Keighley, I'm a supporter, man. I like you a lot. I've been labeled as a fanboy of yours, even though I'm really not, and I'll tell you why right now. This was a disaster behind the scenes from like a streaming perspective. I don't know if you guys saw this online. I feel like, honestly, I was one of the first people to post this on Twitter, and then everybody else started posting it. I mean, and bigger names posted it, which is good. The streams, pretty much all of them, got blocked because of that Matrix trailer. You know what? As it was playing, and as all of the trailers or music was happening, I knew this stuff is going to get people into trouble. Now, I didn't monetize I wasn't making any money off the stream through ads, okay? So if there are ads, it's not me. It's YouTube. I was not putting any ads. I demonetized it, okay? Because I knew all the music, all of the Halo TV show, which, by the way, that did get, that did get a copyright claim. All of that stuff would have stopped me from making money anyway, right? If I literally monetized it, just the Halo show alone, or Sonic's trailer, any of those would have, gotten it demonetized, right? So I knew that wasn't going to happen. And granted, that's not very smart of Jeff Keighley, when it's like, a lot of the reason your show is big is because streamers or people online co-stream it, and so you're screwing them over. And so you know that, but you're going to do it anyway. That's pretty scummy. So I'll call him out directly for that. And then finally, the Matrix thing. The Matrix trailer literally got the videos blocked. Now, I trimmed and I'm sure a lot of other people are going to do this. If you trim it out, you can have YouTube do that. The video will go back up. But I mean, my video was blocked for like 6-7 hours. So they just literally took my video down because of like 30 seconds of that Matrix showing. That is pathetic. And if Jeff Keighley would have done any sort of research, and again, this, by the way, these people that pander and talk about inclusion and diversity, so they want everybody represented, they want everybody treated, everybody equally, but they're screwing over each and every small-time content creator that streams the Game Awards. IGN, I don't think they were affected. I think the bigger sites, honestly, that co-stream this were not hit by a block, and honestly, that would be disgusting if that was true. I hope IGN stream was taken down. I hope it was blocked, just to make it fair, because mine was. I know a lot of other content creators that I'm friends with, I know theirs were, and IGN's better have been too. So that's the problem, right? And that's another thing with, again, like pandering or pushing this stuff, is do you actually believe in it? Do you believe we're all equal? Do you believe that there needs to be equality across the board? And maybe this is a slightly separate issue, but not really. You're talking about that, and maybe you're focusing so much on the future class of gamers and entertainers. But what about the people that are with you literally right now, Jeff? What about the people like me that are co-streaming it that got people excited. I mean, I had over 300 people watching with me. That's incredible numbers, right? I helped. We all helped. Everybody helped. And you screw us over by do you go to YouTube or do you go to WB and say, hey, like, you're going to show the trailer for Matrix, like, is this going to be a problem for streamers because we have a lot of those? And they say, no, we won't. Nothing will happen. And then they all get blocked. All the videos get blocked. Like, Jeff needs to, truly, this is his fault. Or, it's the Game Awards' fault. You need to do your research. If you know that these things are going to happen, you need to pull the plug. I don't care how much money Matrix is paying you to include it in your show, which I'm sure was a lot, right? I don't care. That trailer, if he knew ahead of time that it was going to be messy and could get people in trouble on YouTube, you do not show that trailer. That's called being a good host. That's called putting on a good show and a user-friendly show, which he claims to be. So again, like all these people saying, Jeff Keighley fanboy, I mean, I do like him. I do genuinely believe he cares, and he cares about games. But a lot of this politics stuff and a lot of the business aspect of the Game Awards was absolutely awful. It was the worst show ever. Truly, at its worst, it was the worst thing I've ever seen in terms of, and it will not, by the way, continue to grow if that's the kind of show, especially if videos get blocked. I mean, who's going to stream his next show now, right? Confidence has definitely been lost. Like Summer Game Fest, there were like 5 copyright claims on my, like, I think I did monetize it. I was trying to, make a couple bucks on ad revenue, live streaming or co-streaming the Summer Game Fest. And by the time the show was over, there were like 6 or 7 claims through all of these, like the music and some of the games or some of the stuff that he showed. How is that being user friendly? And so again, like, I knew that was going to happen, so I didn't expect it for the Game Awards. I didn't expect my video to be blocked because I was co-streaming a trailer. Like, that's their fault. That's not my fault. That's not anybody's fault but Jeff's and but the Game Awards. So at its best, it was really good. At its worst, it was horrible. And if it continues that path, it's not going to be anything worth watching. And I know a lot of people don't like watching it now, but it's going to be even worse as the years go on if this is the path they go on. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know all these videos go up. I do a brand new video on the channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.